Whoa, what's up, y'all? Hobby TV, Shake Back Kid, we back live with it, baby. What's up with it? What's up with it? Happy New Year's Eve to everybody, man. Yeah, man. Going into the new year 2026 on a good note. You feel me? So, got a couple topics to talk about, man. Couple topics. You know what I mean? We got, I just seen that, RFK Jr. just, banned, they've been talking about it for a minute, but I think they officially just signed into a bill where they just banned food getting Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me, yo? What's up, man? Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. I don't know what the hell going on with my audio. Oh, alright. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, Piggy. Yeah, we can hear. Oh, alright. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. But I'm speaking on this RFK Jr. situation, man. How y'all feel about that? He just banned SNAP benefits from being able to purchase um nonsense with their food stamps. You feel what I'm saying? And I agree. Let's touch on it real quick. You don't know. Why you say that? Why you don't know? Why you say that? A lot of kids in America is unhealthy. If you look at the stats, a lot of American kids is unhealthy. You feel what I'm saying? And like, we supposed to be a third world country. I mean, we supposed to be a first world country. You know, we supposed to be on top of the world. America supposed to be the greatest country in the world, as they say. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, at least one of the most advanced. We at least top 3. You feel what I'm saying? So, while these kids is getting obese, you know what I mean? And a lot of kids are getting heart disease, getting diabetes. You feel what I'm saying? White and black kids. It ain't just, you know what I mean? I see it with a lot of black kids more. You feel what I'm saying? But that's because we eat the worst. You know what I mean? And a lot of black kids now and a lot of black mothers. You said you and your son fed the homeless. That's what's up, man. Salute to you, man. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year's Eve. So let's get into this situation real quick. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. So Robert F. Kennedy just cut food stamps, cut SNAP. I thought he must have signed 6 months ago. Everybody no new story on it. I thought it was. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. I thought it was. Alright, so they must ain't put no updated story out. But I did just see a story about it though. How y'all feel about that, man? He said, "What are you doing this live? Just like talking or something else?" No, I'm about to show you. Hold on. I'm about to show you. But yeah, man, check out my other content, man. Yeah, that's what I do. You know, we get on live and we just talk about world events, what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? Talk about world events, you know, talk about what's going on in the news. And I show y'all the clips, you know what I mean? This ain't me editing, not like that. But I just seen something. Let me go to my archive real quick. What you think about that though, man? What you think about him cutting off, banning soda and all that? I think it's a good thing. I think it's a real good thing. I know I just seen it, bro. Yeah, I think that I know I liked it. Yeah, I might have. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it on YouTube. Alright, so here you go right here. Let me see an update. Most recent. Ain't got nothing recent, god damn. And they paying it with taxpayer dollars.
The SNAP program are emblematic of that commitment. SNAP, if we're spending $405 million a day on SNAP.
Damn.
About 10% is going to sugary drinks. And between, and if you add candies to that, it's about 13 to 17%. And we all believe in free choice. We live in a democracy. People can make their own choice about what they're going to buy and what they're not going to buy. If you want to buy a sugary soda, you ought to be able to do that. But the U.S. taxpayer should not pay for it. And the U.S. taxpayer should not be paying to feed kids foods, the poorest kids in our country, with foods that are going to give them diabetes. And then my agency ends up through Medicaid and Medicare paying for those injuries. So we're going to put an end to that, and we're doing it step by step, state by state. Her changes.
I agree. I appreciate what he doing. You know what I mean? Because yo, a lot of kids is obese. You know what I mean? Let's look at that. Let's see. Obese kids in United States. Like, yo, this child obesity is getting out of control, bro. You know what I mean? Just in general. Like, it's getting unhealthy, bro. And this was 3 months ago. Yeah, look, you can do the numbers. America, yo, we the most unhealthy. America's the most unhealthy country in the world, bro. Yo, we more unhealthier than third world countries, man. That's like, you would think that ain't, you know, they ain't got no infrastructure, they ain't got no so-called modern medicine, they ain't got no, you know what I mean? Like, United States, we supposed to be the greatest of great, right? Yo, we the most sickest, we the most incarcerated, and we the most like, what's the word experimented on. Like, yo, they be spraying, y'all be seeing these chemtrails and shit, they spraying and all. They just ban, I just seen something, they just banned chemtrails, I think, in Florida. We gonna look into that too. They just banned chemtrails in Florida. Yeah, bro, go do your research. I ain't just talking, bro. When I get on here, I know my channel new, I just started out, I'm almost at 400 subscribers. You know what I mean? I'm doing this shit brick by brick, you know what I mean, day by day, you know what I mean, brick and mortar system, for real. So, you know what I mean, it's gonna take me some time, you know what I mean. I'm on my way to 500 subscribers, then I'm trying to hit 1,000. But when I get on here and talk, most of the time, yo, I ain't really talking, I ain't shooting from the hip, you know what I mean. I'm really, you know what I mean, if I am, I'm gonna let you know, like, man, listen, I don't really know, you feel what I'm saying, if this true or not. I say, you know, I'm speculation, or I heard, or I this. But as far as this right here, childhood obesity in America, that's a fact. You can go look it up. You can ask ChatGPT, you can ask Google. They'll tell you. Like, man, America, we the most sickest country for us to have the most modern medicine. And we get the most vaccines. Ain't no other country in the world get more vaccines than America. Go do your research.
Time, childhood obesity rates have surpassed the rate of underweight cases, according to UNICEF. Hagen Zinneker has more.
Our lifestyles have changed quite a bit over the last several decades. Almost everything is becoming more convenient and faster, especially the food we eat. This, combined with an increase in screen time, is starting to seriously affect people's health, especially children and adolescents.
We're falling away from that mindset of coming home and having meals together as a family. So we're doing more eating on the go, more fast food, more convenience type foods, which unfortunately a lot of times are packaged foods that tend to be higher in calorie. The other thing that we're seeing, because kids are staying on their electronics and having more screen time, is that they're not getting their physical activity that they should be getting every day.
Obesity rates have gone up significantly in the past couple of decades, and it is up to the point where around 1 in 5 U.S. kids are considered obese, according to the CDC.
Did you hear what they just said? Yo, 1 in 5 kids. Did you hear that, Piggy fan? You heard that? 1 in 5 kids. Did you hear that? This ain't my stats. All right, this ain't me, bro. I'm just an average black man from Baltimore on live. You know what I mean? This ain't me. This is stats from the CDC. Look, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see. Source, CDC. So this ain't nothing that just, you know, I salute Robert F. And this, my point that I'm making is, I'm getting to a point. The point that I'm making is, Robert F. Kennedy is he putting an end to this. You feel what I'm saying? By starting, okay, now you get food stamps, you get SNAP benefits. Okay, we gonna put the brakes on y'all buying all this unnatural, unhealthy food. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's taking a toll on our children. Like, your children is not like, they was saying, your children nowadays, man, they barely can do a pull up, a push up, anything. And like you said, with the increase in screen time, where you got YouTube and Netflix and Hulu and all these other different streaming companies, kids not even going outside no more. Like, bro, I be looking like I remember vividly when I still was a kid, because I'm only 26. So I'm still young. I remember when I was, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can remember. You feel what I'm saying? It's not that, it wasn't that, it was, it seemed like it was long ago, but me being so young, it wasn't that long ago. It was 15 years ago. You feel what I'm saying? So, bro, kid, we was outside. You know what I mean? We played outside, yo. Like, we went outside, we played. Even in phones, we still had phones. Even in my teenage years, you know what I mean? We still had phones and shit, but we went outside, bro. Like, I see the newer generation add to me, you know what I mean? Especially this generation, like, coming up, where, like, you got kids that was born in the 2010s. Like, you know what I mean? 2010 on up. Like, yo, them kids, they not going outside no more. They in the house, they playing the game. You know what I mean? They on Fortnite, they on all the game, and now I think they got it where you can play with Xbox and PlayStation. Back in the day, you couldn't do that. Like, you couldn't, if you had an Xbox, you would only play with Xbox, or vice versa. You had a PlayStation, you couldn't play with Xbox. But now they made it where they can merge together. They can play, like, you got different systems you can play. So that make it where kids can now have to go outside even more. You feel what I'm saying? Because, like, now you got motherfuckers like, yo, everything is so digitalized now. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe, Robbie TV. You know what I mean? Happy New Year's. We going up, taking a trip up NYC for New Year's, man. So I'm definitely going live from NYC in probably about 6 hours. No, what is what, 2 o'clock? So yeah, probably about 4 hours. Had to take that 3-hour ride up there. You know what I mean? It's all good, though. Gonna be shooting up there. We're gonna hit our little spot. We got a nice little spot we like to go to in Brooklyn. Go there, get some good meals, shoot some pool. You know what I mean? Have a good little margarita. Have a good time, man. Oh, I got to call out. Let me call out, too. But yeah, man. But y'all heard that, though, right? Happy New Year, man. Happy 2026 to everybody. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, too, man. But we speaking on this RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He the Secretary of the Health Department. He like in charge of the health department, which is, I salute him. That was one of the things I did agree on with Donald Trump. That's why I was, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I do agree with Trump and some of Trump policies, because I was following Robert F. Kennedy before he even thought about being with Trump. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Robert F. Kennedy been speaking up. So, but we talking about how he banning soda, SNAP, people that receive food stamps and SNAP, he banning them from buying snacks and soda and unhealthy, you know what I mean, fucking snacks and shit, and I agree. I would be with it, especially, he said, with taxpayer money, because if you think about it, if you put your thinking cap on, how they used to tell you in school, you put your thinking cap on, we are funding these big major corporations, the pharmaceutical company, we funding them. American taxpayer dollars. Like me, I'm at work right now. So me, I'm working half of my day probably that I work is going to taxes. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, and the tax money that we pay, it goes to SNAP benefits, it goes to all these different, supposedly to all these different, corporations to help out, with the economy for America. But if you think about it, if we paying taxes to fund SNAP benefits, and then you got the people that's receiving these funding from the SNAP benefits, they going out with these SNAP benefits and buying unhealthy foods that's causing them to get cancer and, get obesity and heart disease and everything else, to go to the doctors and get these pharmaceuticals. Who you think we paying? Who you think we giving our money to? We basically giving our money straight to the pharmaceutical. Well, not straight. We giving our money, to the pharmaceutical company on the third party. You feel what I'm saying? That shit crazy, man, if you really think about it, though. So I agree with Robert F. Kennedy in doing that, because the only thing we're going to do is get sicker. America in the next 20, 30, 50 years, we're going to be sick. If we keep going down the route we going now, with all these pharmaceutical companies and all these drugs and all this fake food they giving everybody, and I just seen something. They just approve lab grown meat and all that. Like, who is eating lab grown meat? Shit is crazy, yo. Yeah, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. We speaking on this Robert F. Kennedy situation, yo. You know that 1 in 5 children is obese in America? I don't know if you got kids, but you better watch out for their diet. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, man. Like, subscribe, Robbie TV. We on our way to 400 subscribers, man. But now, pay attention.
Children's age increases, the rates of obesity also go up to just above 20% for kids aged 12 to 19. There are 2 ways to prevent rates from increasing further. The first one starts at home.
A lot of things parents can help with this. One, put some conditions on devices. So
hold on, we're going to go back real quick, though.
For the first time, childhood obesity rates have surpassed the rate of underweight cases, according to UNICEF. Hagen Zinneker has more.
Our lifestyles have changed quite a bit over the last several decades. Almost everything is becoming more convenient and faster, especially the food we eat. This, combined with an increase in screen time, is starting to seriously affect people's health, especially children and adolescents.
We're falling away from that mindset of coming home and having meals together as a family. So we're doing more eating on the go, more fast food, more convenience type foods, which unfortunately a lot of times are packaged foods that tend to be higher in calorie. The other thing that we're seeing, because kids are staying on their electronics and having more screen time, is that they're not getting their physical activity that they should be getting every day.
Obesity rates have gone up significantly in the past couple of decades, and it is up to the point where around 1 in 5 U.S. kids are considered obese, according to the CDC. As the children's age increases, the rates of obesity also go up to just above 20% for kids aged 12 to 19. There are 2 ways to prevent rates.
Did you hear that, y'all? Wow, did y'all hear the numbers? Like, this ain't me saying this. I'm trying to educate the school, y'all. You know what I mean? And prove my point. So it say 1 in 5 children, 1 in 5 U.S. children / adolescents are considered obese, and then so that's 20%. 1 in 5, that's 20%. And then he said when you go up from ages 12 to 19, which is like preteen, like your whole basically preteen to teenage years, because from 12 you're a preteen, you know you got all your teenage years from 13 to 19. That's that whole 6 years. You know what I mean? So that means it goes up to 22%. That's crazy. And this is in the United States. That means black children, white children, Asian, Hispanic, it don't matter. All races. This is saying children that's United States citizen. Like, it's crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I agree with what Robert F. Kennedy doing, man, with you know, banning that with the soda and all. And a lot of people ain't gonna like it, especially, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, especially black people. We ain't gonna like it. You know what I mean? Because that's how I will say that. We some snack eating, soda drinking motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie to you, yo. We black people, yo, I can speak for myself. Just because I don't drink soda no more. I drink juice. You know what I mean? But I don't drink soda no more. And I eat snacks. I try to stay away from all the, you know what I mean? I eat a lot of chips. I like chips. You know what I mean? But, you know, I try to stay away from all the cakes and the pies. And I'm skinny, too. So the shit ain't going to do nothing with me. You know, I was actually one of the lucky ones that, you know, did, you know, come out slim. You feel what I'm saying? But still, though, you feel what I'm saying? Even though I love to eat. I'm an eating motherfucker. I love to eat. Like, people always say I was a skinny nigga in a fat person body. You feel me? I mean, I was a fat person in a skinny body. So, but this shit crazy, man.
The first one starts at home.
A lot of things parents can help with this. One, put some conditions on devices. So a lot of the devices you're able to go in and actually put parental control on so that you know, after a certain amount of time, the device just goes off on its own. Also, you can encourage having family meal time where you actually come and you sit at a table or wherever you guys have your meal and you actually focus on what you're eating. A lot of what we're seeing right now is kids and adults too doing a lot of what we consider mindless eating. So, you know, you're going to the couch and watching your show and you're eating out of a bag or a box and you're not paying attention to how big your portion sizes are.
The other way is to introduce more physical activity into the mix.
What's recommended is about 60 minutes of physical activity for most children every day. So that's something that's going to get their heart rate elevated. So that could be going for a walk, riding their bike, playing. It doesn't have to be something that we consider actual exercise, not actually going to the gym for a lot of kids, but simply playing to where their heart rate is elevated and they are, they're able to speak and have a conversation, but maybe couldn't sing, so that they can actually get that heart going, get those calories burning.
By being vigilant with food choices and maintaining some physical activity every day, you can set up your child for a healthier life down the road. Reporting from the studio, I'm
You heard it there first, man. 1 in 5 children is obese, and 1 in 5 preteens / young adults is obese. Shit, you know what I mean? Well, more than 1. If we more than 1.5, he said what? 22%. You know what I mean? So shit. Like, yeah, I ain't. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's really crazy, man. Let me see if I can find. So yeah, let me go back to this RFK joint. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. I'm definitely glad RFK doing what he doing, because you need it, man. We do. We need it. So here we go right here. Oh yeah, Health and Human Services. That's what they're charging. And this nigga, I ain't even know Robert F. Kennedy was that old. Oh, like 70 something. And can do more pull-ups than me. Shit. I mean, I think yo did like what, like 20 pull-ups straight. I can't even do 20. I ain't gonna lie. I can do about a good 12, 13 straight. I'm trying to get to 20. That's my goal. But I just, you know what I mean? I've just started, you know what I mean, my pull-up and all that, really working out. Like, I ain't used to work out when I was young. I just was naturally slim. So I was like, man, I don't need to. But, you know what I mean? But, like, for him to be 70 years old, I think he like 70. See how old is Robert F. Kennedy? Let me see. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. Let me see. How old is RFK Jr.? Yeah, we talking about how Robert F. Kennedy, man, how he just banned, oh, damn, so he's 71. Yeah, he's 71. Man, look at this real quick. Hold on, let me see. Let me go on Instagram. Man, this man's 71. Can y'all hear me? Let me show you what a 71 guy, a 71-year-old can do. Let me see it. Let me know if you can do this at 71. Can you do this at 71? Do anybody you know can do this at 71?
That's a good boy.
This is who in charge of our Health and Human Service. This guy right here. The proof is in the pudding, man. This is a 71 year. He probably went 70, right? He probably was like maybe 65 or something right here. But just imagine though, man. Come on now. That was a good like 8-9 reps. This is a 70-year-old man doing this, man. Come on now, bro. The proof is in the pudding, man. Like, yo, I don't even know why people was even questioning what he did. Like, look, yo, this he did. I think this was this year. Yeah, this was this year. This was this year, man. Let me know if you got a grandfather or uncle or, you know what I mean, that can do this at 71. How many people you know can do this at 71? I think he did, what, 18?
Yeah.
20 pull-ups.
So I just say why. So if you're a content creator, that's one thing. But also Health and Human Services is like this is what they do. Like they just do pull-ups in the morning, do it at night, right? Do you TPO? Local for sanitary? Is that what you said we are? Sanitary. All right. So I give you like 5.
Do you worry about people getting smelly in airports?
So that's a big question, smelling. So we talked about that. I don't want you to have a full body of sweat going on, so you stink. But if you do, do a few pull-ups, get your blood flowing. I think that's positive. So again, this is not like going to the gym, sweat, and then get on an airplane. People are usually moving through. They see a pull-up barbell, maybe a couple pull-ups. Other options, even micro workouts.
Man, this man just did 20 pull-ups at 70 years old, bruh. Like, yo, the proof in the pudding, man. You can't even deny it, yo. You feel what I'm saying?
Hello, everyone. I'm Robert F.
Like, yo.
You're HHS secretary. I want to ask you a question about your healthcare data. Should you be able to decide who accesses it?
Man, that's crazy.
I wanted to find the answer, which is to compare outcomes in a fully vaccinated group to health outcomes in an unvaccinated group. And CDC did that study in 1999. They brought in a team of scientists under a Belgian researcher named Thomas Verstraeten, and they looked at the data. They looked at children who had received the hepatitis vaccine within the first 30 days of life, and compared those children to children who had received the vaccine later or not at all. And they found an 1,135% elevated risk of autism among the vaccinated children. And it shocked them. They kept the study secret, and then they manipulated it through 5 different iterations to try to bury the link. And, we know how they did it. They got rid of all the older children, essentially, and just had younger children who were too young to be diagnosed. And they stratified the data, and they did a lot of other tricks. And all of those studies were the subject of that kind of trick. I wanted to find the answer.
That's crazy, man. He been speaking out about it, yo. Robert F. Kennedy been speaking out about that, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, that's why I be really on the tip where it's like, I salute him. I salute him all the way. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I salute him all the way. You feel what I'm saying? Because, he been speaking out about that, man. And he been right. The data he had got his own research data. He went and found they got studies on it. You know what I mean? I think he did one. They think he did one at MIT. They got studies on it, man. You know what I mean? They say they just buried the data. And let me see when this was. This was back in this was. I think I'll never tell me the date. When is the date, bro? I'm never trying to tell you the date. When did the shit? But yeah, it's it's definitely Robert F. Kennedy know what he talking about for the most part. That's why I fucks with him. I fucks with him heavy. I ain't gonna lie to you. And he definitely know what he talking about, man. So yeah, man, I had to get on that and put my my comment on it because I think it's a good thing. I think it was a W. You feel what I'm saying? Look, I mean, like, yo, he coming at him hard. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it's got to do with your children. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, there's no way children should be sick like this, man. And this in America. Like, bro, we wanted to, you know what I mean? We wanted to, we supposedly the most advanced country in the world. There's no way we the most advanced country and we got all these, shit that's going on that's not advanced. Obesity, incarceration, sterilization, all this other shit. You know what I mean? Like that shouldn't be it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Yeah, I fucks with Robert F. Kennedy, man. He been doing this thing. You feel me?
Or when they had no idea what they're even doing or how to do a pull-up.
Let me show you how you know that son that I was talking, gluten every day, says something.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man, but that's it. We gonna get into that Natalie Nunn and Jess Hilarious shit too. You know what I mean? Cause I seen that, you know, she came at Jess Hilarious, or I seen even, well, I ain't even know, but I just seen it on the Cam Newton joint, and you know she was talking about it, whatever. So I said, oh yeah, let me peep what they talking about, and yeah, that's what she was. I mean, she came in there like she was talking some shit about Jess. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Baltimore, we stick together, baby. We ain't let you talk about one, you talk about all of it. So, and she a goofball anyway. Her crimson chin, quagmire looking ass. You know what I mean? Her chin long as a shit like a bicycle seat. I ain't gonna lie, her shit like, you know what I mean? Long as a bitch. You can ride her shit down the motherfucking merry-go-round. So, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, Dan. That was pretty much it. So, we gonna get into that probably a little later tomorrow. Well, I'll probably get into that. But I probably don't need to touch on that story. I probably ain't really too much in it, man. That's a little bum story for her. Even though she need to get into, because she thinks she's setting the example for females. Even though, like, bitch, I mean, you setting a bad example. You know what I mean? And she ain't got no principles and morals. You know what I mean? Keep on get on there and fuss and fight and do all that shit, and you know what I mean? Sell bitches, sell nonsense. You feel what I'm saying? So that's big. That's selling your soul too. You know what I mean? But we gonna get into all that. You know what I mean? Like I say, man, happy New Year's to everybody. Happy New Year's. We gonna be live in New York. I'm about to take that ride. Probably about 2 hours. You know what I mean? Get myself together. Get everything together. You feel me? So yeah, man, I appreciate everybody that tapped in. I appreciate everybody that, you know what I mean, tapped in. We're gonna be going live a little later. I'm gonna go live with y'all. I'm definitely going live with y'all when the bar drop. And I'm gonna go live with y'all. You know what I mean? We get up New York, walk around a little bit, and we do a little probably 45-minute live walking around. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all tapped in. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos. Check out my other content. I'm going to have some more content, some more lives. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody that tapped in, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. Robbie TV. I'll catch y'all in a little bit.